Okay, welcome everyone. Now tonight we're discussing a very big hidush, major hidush. And before we discuss that, I'd like to just say, in general, everything that we have in life is a beracha. For example, I'll give you an example. A person forgets. Is that a beracha or not a beracha?
Not a beracha.
So I want to tell you something. What?
You got away parked this morning.
Oh, imagine right now, you see Teddy, is that true? You really forgot? Yeah. So, look, in a way, in essence, to forget, it is a beracha, or has v'shalom, not a beracha. I'll give you an example. He's telling me this morning, he woke up in the morning, he's trying to find his car, he forgot where he parked. Imagine right now, you wake up in the morning and you forget where you park. Like, hello, where's my car? You're getting gas, where is it? You know, you get fatol, you get like what? The same thing goes what? Where, so in that case, you don't want to forget that. So why did Hashem make people forget? What's the answer? The answer is, I want to tell you something. If you're in business, let's say you're in business, right? And heaven forbid it never happened, but you lost a big sale, right? You lost whatever it is. It'll hurt you, but through time, you'll forget about it. You always remember, but the pain that happened at that time, you forget, which is a good thing, because at the end of the day, it doesn't have to bother you so much, right? Think about it. Imagine a guy was in business, like you were telling me. Remember you told me? He lost. He was with us one day. I got a call Friday afternoon. He told me exactly how much he lost. He said, Rabbi, I just had a business deal. Right here, he's sitting with us right here. He says, I lost this amount. I'm coming into Shabbat, owning Shabbat. I'm not going to let it ruin my Shabbat. I'm coming in besimha, with happiness. And he came in like that, right? Over time, it hurt. Of course it hurt, but he knows it was for Shamayim. And over time, he completely forgot about it. He always remembers that it was a loss. But the pain of the loss is not there anymore. Same thing, if heaven forbid, lo alin v'lo achem, if a person loses somebody that's very dear to him. Imagine somebody lost something very dear to him. If a person lost a family member. So yes, it hurts tremendous. And at the time, you can never get over. It's very hard to get over. I'll tell you one story before. One time a person called me up and he said, Rabbi, I need you to matir neder. Give me hatarat nedarim. I said, why? What happened? He's like, I made it. It was before Rosh Hashanah. It was like this past Rosh Hashanah. It was the day of, like before Kippur. Before Kippur. A day before, like Erev Kippur, like meaning the day of Kippur. Kippur that night, in the morning I had a call. Rabbi, 6 months ago, there was a guy that did something so bad to me that I specifically said, he swore and he said he'll never forgive this guy no matter what happens. I'll never forgive him. I said, why'd you say that? He said, Rabbi, he hurt me so much. I couldn't. I said it. And I really meant it. And now he just called me and wants me to forgive him. I said no. But deep down I want to forgive him already. Can I? Am I allowed? That was his question. Am I allowed? I made it neder. I'm never forgiving this guy. What's the point I'm trying to tell you? The point I'm trying to tell you is you see that he forgot the pain. The pain, he remembers what he did, but the actual physical pain at that moment is gone, right? Same thing when a person loses a loved one. In the beginning, the pain is tremendous. And the guy starts saying, oh, I'm never going to go I'm never going to have whatever he likes. Let's say, for example, he likes steaks. I'm never have steaks, that's my whole life. I can't believe what happened. Like he says stuff like that. I'm not going to no parties, not only for the year, I'm not going to no parties for the whole 5 to 10 years, for the rest of my life. You know how like the first year we don't go for the parties? He's like, I'll never go for parties the rest of my life. That's it. Because he's so sabrachim. After a year, what happens? He's able to go to a party, right? Why? The actual physical pain that was actually there is not the same anymore. Josh, if you don't mind sitting moving over like that, David, you don't mind sitting over there because the camera is blocking you. Please, I need to see you. All right? So that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, and that being said, everybody hears this clear. That being said, it's brought down that we know Yosef was always alive. If that's the case, when Yaakov knows that Yosef's alive, am I correct or no? That means the feeling of Yosef after 1 year, imagine 1 year passed. So the forgetfulness is out. But it says that he was still feeling that pain. He was still feeling that, if that's being said, how are we even, why isn't Yaakov at that moment saying, wait, my son's Yosef is really alive somewhere? You get the question? That means after 1 year passed, Yosef gets up after the 1 year, he still feels the pain. What's going on over here? That means Yosef's still alive. And I'll give it a better proof. You ready for a stronger proof? Stronger proof. Did Yitzhak know that Yosef was still around? Yes or no? Yeah, how do you know that? Rashi says. Rashi says earlier, Rashi says that Yitzhak knew. And Yitzhak didn't tell, he couldn't tell Yaakov. Different, why not? What was he not? I'm just bringing a point that Yitzhak knew, and he's not saying, like, what's going on? There's something over here that we need the explanation over here. Why is not Yitzhak saying? And why Yaakov, what's going on with Yaakov? Yaakov is feeling, wait, Yosef should be still alive, right? You know what's funny? Because when you look at this week's Parashat Vayigash, I want to quote you a pasuk. It says, Vayigidu lo, the brothers come back, Od Yosef chai. Yosef is still alive. That's what the brothers say. By the way, the brothers come back, by the way, Yosef is alive. And they write, V'chihu Moshe b'chol eretz Mitzrayim. And what? And he is in control of the whole Egypt. What does the pasuk say? Lo ha'emin lahem. He didn't believe him. Why not? No, why not? 1 second. The brothers are all coming. What, you think it's a game like? You think this is a game? Like, the brothers are all coming. And the brother, Josh, you had a question over here. The brothers are all coming saying, by the way, Yosef is alive. And what does the pasuk say? I don't believe, Yaakov doesn't believe them. The next pasuk, right after that, the next pasuk it says, they spoke about it, right? The right next pasuk it says, Vayaret agalot, he saw the chariots that was coming, Asher shalach Yosef, and it says, V'techi ruach Yaakov avihim, and it says, Vayomer Yisrael, Od Yosef beni chai. What changed? In the beginning, the brothers say that what? Oh, by the way, the brothers are saying, by the way, I just want to let you know, Yosef is alive. It says the pasuk, Lo amin lahem, he didn't believe them. He didn't believe them. After everything, I don't believe it. There's no way. There's no way he's alive. That's what's going on. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Then right after, he sees the agalot, says, Yosef is alive. And he believes them. He all of a sudden believes them. What changed? So listen to Rabbi Royer says, he's the son-in-law of Shimshon Hirsch. Listen to what he says. Is the question clear? Yeah, again, the question is, why is it that the second Yosef sees the agalot, Yaakov sees the agalot, sees his chariots that Yosef is sending, he's saying, oh, now I believe that Yosef is still alive. It's not enough that the brothers say that he's alive? I know, but what happened? He's not going to believe his own sons? I'll tell you what the answer is. The answer is like this. Seems like we could probably say this, but listen, this is an inyan. Listen to the Hidush. Leo, please listen to the Hidush. Eddie, ready? Like this. Yaakov, in essence, after that 1 year was up, he felt that, he still has that itch of not forgetfulness. Must be that really Yosef is really, really alive. So what's going through Yaakov's head? That maybe, wherever he is, even though he's still alive, who knows if he's still on the right derech of Torah mitzvot. And that being said, Yitzchak, even if you would tell him that he's still alive, now we'll go back, even if Yitzchak would say, oh, by the way, your son is still alive, it won't even help. Why? Because I want to know if he's keeping the Torah mitzvot. Because, okay, I hear that. Leo is asking a very good question. He's doubting his favorite son, so I'll tell you the answer to that question. He's asking a question. I'm going to answer you. The answer is like this. What does it say by Lavan? After he finished all these years by Lavan, Rashi explains, Im Lavan Garti, Rashi explains, V'taryag mitzvot shamarti. And it's such a hidush. Why didn't Esav go run after Lavan? Why didn't Esav go run after Yaakov in Lavan's house? Why not? You ever think about that question? Let Esav go, run after him, get in Lavan. He can't find where he is, he can go to Lavan's house. Because Esav says to himself, look, Lavan knows how to trick and everything like that. He'll get influenced by Lavan and he'll be destroyed spiritually. He'll be a spiritual death. Think about it. He's going to be influenced by Lavan and finish. That's why the Pasuk says, could you believe it? I lived so many years with Lavan. Im Lavan Gadi, and Rashi says, but the mitzvot I still kept the mitzvot. So Yaakov it's a pele from him. It's like, wow, Yaakov made it. So Yaakov was in this situation where he was outside of the surrounding walls of the Bet Midrash, like he was always in, and he sees how difficult it is not to assimilate and be influenced by the outside world. So therefore, what is he saying? He's saying, where's my son? If I was the one in that position, and I know how hard it is with the outside influence, imagine my son. Does that answer your question, Lior? Yeah, now. Solid answer. Yeah. Now we have so now what's the hidush? The hidush is like this. We're saying that what is life? Life is that if he's alive, I needed to be him alive and well, that he's still shomer Torah mitzvot. If not, then it's considered dead. Think about it. Yeah. Like if a person goes off the data completely, like X, whatever it is, they said Shiva 7 days. Some poskim say it says 14 days. 7 for Olam Hazeh and 7 for Olam Haba. Who's going to be in the next world? Seriously, it's a real psa. Like what's going on? Like he's off. Like they pitch Shiva. What are you doing? Off the data completely. No belief. Haz v'shalom. And therefore, Yaakov's main concern is, at this point, now that he's alive, that he's alive religiously, shomer Torah mitzvot. And that's why the only time he finally settles in and he says, oh, the brother said he's alive, he didn't care. I know he's alive. I know he's alive. Wow. But now he sees the wagons. Rashi explains away, which wagon is it? Which wagon? Ki'ilu. It's a reference to something. Yosef sending agalot, because that was the last thing that we're learning. Look what Rashi says. But agalot, look what it says. Amazing thing. But agalot, it says that what? It says that was the last thing that they were learning before he left. And therefore he's saying the egla rufa. I remember. Look what he says. Rashi here. They told him Bayarat agalot in pasuk of Zayin. Right? What does Rashi say? She says, what is Siman masar lahem b'ma haya oseh keshiperesh mimenu b'parashat agla arufa. What's the agalot? It's what they learned before they left. It was the agla arufa. What happened over here? So what is he telling me? Why specifically that agla arufa? You know what the Gemara says about agla arufa? You know what it is? You know what agla arufa is? What is it? Well, you have a city, and somebody died in the city, and nobody knows, right? That who killed this person? So they evaluate the closest city to the dead person, and they take a gla, which is a baby calf, and they shecht it, and they not shecht it. They break the back of its neck. I take that back. They break the back of its neck on a stone floor. So the Gemara says, why specifically a baby cow? And why specifically on a stone floor? So it is because just like a baby cow can't have kids at that moment, can't produce pirot, can't produce pirot, so too, and the stone floor can't produce pirot, can't produce fruit, so too this dead guy that was killed, you killed him from producing pirot. Which pirot is it talking about? You know which pirot the Gemara says? Perot is the mitzvot. He says, you know why we're taking the stone floor? You know why we're doing all that? Because at the end of the day, we're saying this person that died, he can't make fruits. What fruits we're talking about? The fruits of what? The mitzvot. And therefore, what? He's trying to remind, Yosef is trying to remind Yaakov, the egla rufa, I'm sending you this, I'm sending the agalot. I'm not just sending you the agalot. I'm sending you the thing to remind you that I am here and I'm doing the mitzvot. I'm being shomer Torah mitzvot. I'm not like the egla rufa. I'm alive. I'm alive and well. I'm still remember the last thing we learned, that you always have to do mitzvot. Don't be like that. That's what I'm doing. That's why automatically he feels, wow. He feels, now I can believe it. Here, now I can, now of course, now I can remember, now he's calm. And you hear the cheshbon, the way it works? Because a person without Torah mitzvot, what's a person without Torah mitzvot? You know, there's a very famous mashal. I mean, it's brought down a whole lavot, so it's like more than that. There was a city, and they went, it's a scary item, but I'll tell it to you anyway. They went into the city, and they went into the cemetery, and in the cemetery, they have, you know, they have the guy, how long he lived, you know? So they have the cemetery, this guy lived 8 years, this guy lived 13 years, this guy is 25 years, this guy lived 2 years. So, we're in a baby cemetery. No, he says, these are adults. He says, why these adults, how are they adults dying so young? He says, over here, we don't write how many years he actually lived. We write how many years he did good deeds. That's what we write. So he did the tally. Oh, today I did 3 hours of good deeds. Oh, today I did 10 hours of good deeds. Today I did 8 hours of good deeds. We tallied it up, and we came out with these are the years that he lived. That's the cheshbon, because what do you take with you in the world to come? There's only one thing you're taking with you. You're not taking your money, you're not taking anything else. But what? The guy has a crazy watch, unbelievable. Comes to shul. I'm telling you, one time I was somewhere, and one of my students came over to me and says, Rabbi, you know who you were sitting next to? I was like, who? I was by Sheva Berachot, and I was sitting next to somebody. I was like, I don't know who I was saying. No. You know, just on his hand, his wrist, you know how much his wristwatch was? I said, well, how much? He's like, 300K. I was like, what, are you kidding me? What? Yeah, 300K. I was like, okay. I was like, okay, fine. You're not taking that with you in the next world? I was like, Ashu, very nice. You taking that with you in the next world? Are you, yes or no? I want to know, what are you thinking? So therefore, what counts is what? Is the actual life that you're living when you're doing good deeds, when you're keeping the mitzvot, when you're keeping the Torah, and every second you can be alive. Every second by thinking, I'm eating l'shem shamayim, I'm sleeping l'shem shamayim, I'm waking up l'shem shamayim, I'm doing it in order to serve Hashem. You're always alive. Yeah, the cheshbon, unbelievable cheshbon. There's a very famous story with the Abarbanel, very famous story, where the king, the people who wanted to chepe him, the people around the king, they wanted to like tattletale because he was getting too high in the king's eyes. And he says, my dear king, he's your treasurer. You know how much he's taking from you? You don't even realize. So are you serious? Yeah, test him. Because they bring him in, says, how much do you have? How much money do you make? So he gave him a very low number. And the king says, whoa, he left? He says, it's impossible. I know he's making much more than that. So he sent him a letter. There was a letter that he didn't want to kill him in the town. So he sent a letter. It says, I need you to go to this town, which was a town over, into a guy that has an oven, and give him this letter, like an oven maker. And in that letter, he says, give him the letter in the name of the king. He said, okay, no problem. But the king felt bad because, he's going to have to execute him. The king felt bad. He says, I know for sure that he's innocent. I know for sure he's innocent. But listen, it doesn't make sense. The numbers don't work. And they were pressuring the king. The king said, okay, fine. Send him with the letter. Send him and the letter. So now the Barbanel is walking with the letter, and he has an assistant, the goy. He has one of the king's messengers went with him. So it was the Barbanel and this messenger. Very famous story. And as they're going to the next town over, there's a guy that sees the Barbanel and says, Rabbi, we need you to do, the Mohel didn't come today, we need you to do Milah on my son. You know what happens next. He says, listen, I can't, I got to do something for the king. He says, please, there's no Mohel in the whole town, can you please do it? He says, fine, I'll do it. He tells the messenger, you go deliver this letter, and I'll catch up with you as soon as I'm done with the Milah. He finishes the Milah, he goes, catches up to the meeting day. He sat down, he ate, he had Seudah, they gave him Dvar Torah. Then he went, maybe it took him another 3-4 hours. 4 hours, he met up later with the other messenger. And as he comes in, the person, the owner of the ovens that was in the town over, said, God must love you. I said, why? He said, because in this letter it said, whoever gives you this paper, throw him in the oven, burn him to death. And I took this person, not you, because you didn't give me the letter, and I roped him up, and I threw him in the oven. As he was burning, he admitted, and he said, the Barbanel, the rabbi, was always righteous, And it was me and my friends that really tattletaled, and we plotted this all out. And they didn't know. And what? They came back, the Abarbanel came back. He says, what happened? You're supposed to be dead. Everybody's like, you're supposed to be dead. And the owner of the stone came with the Abarbanel and says, you're the owner of the oven maker. What are you doing here? And he told them the whole story. So they came, the king told the Abarbanel, come to my kingdom right now. So why'd you say such a low number that you make such a little number? He says, when the king asked me how much I make anything that I keep. Everything else than that, the king could just take away any second. So I told you the tzedakah that I gave. That's all I'm taking, my tzedakah that I gave. So therefore, that's what I own. That's what I physically own. You ask me how much I'm worth? I'm only worth the money that I gave. That's what I'm worth. That's my net worth. What's my net worth? People, they go, what's his net worth? You see, $285 billion. Meanwhile, you see the charity, he's giving 0.001%. Everybody's going crazy. Wow, he just donated $2 million to this. But if you look at the percentage, it's 0.00001. It's like you giving a quarter to say that guy. The guy's worth $250 billion. He giving $1 million. You have to give according to what you have, right? And that's what is it? Is you take what you give, you take. That's what you take with you. So what are you worth? They're the same thing when it comes to mitzvot. How are you considered alive? Just physically alive, big deal. You're physically alive. And then what? But if you're physically alive and you're accomplishing what you're supposed to do in life, that's considered alive. That's alive. And that's why when it comes to Yosef, and his father wants to know, is he alive or not alive? He's only finally bringing out only when one thing. He sees that Yosef is still busy with Torah and mitzvot. Then, wow, now I really believe it. Now it says, wow. And that's why Yosef, when he sees his brothers, Yosef says, Ha'od Avichai. What do you mean, Ha'od Avichai? The whole time they're saying that his father's alive. What kind of business is my father still alive? Josh, does it make sense to you? What's going on? Well, you know, Simon, you know he's alive. So what's Ha'od Avichai? He knows he's alive. He's saying that since you can only get nevuah if you're on the highest peak of simha. If you're the highest peak of happiness, that's again nevuah. It's halakha, Rambam. You need to have the highest level of nevuah, right? So what is he asking? Yaakov knows. Yosef knows that Yaakov is alive. So what is he asking? My father alive. He's saying, is he alive in the sense, does he have the spirit? Does he have that simha? Because maybe he doesn't have that. Is he spiritually alive that he has that? That's what he's asking him, really. That's the question, really. And shall I tell you the biggest proof to this? I'm going to tell you the biggest proof to this. You ready for this? Listen, this is going to go wild. And this really, really, how do you say, seals the shiur. If you look, I'm going to tell you this right now. Look what I'm telling you right now. Look what I'm telling you. He says, in a Pesukim later, when he actually meets Yosef, Vayomer Yisrael el Yosef. Yaakov tells Yosef, Amuta apam. Now he could die. Acharere oti et panecha. I see you're well and alive. I could die now. I'm happy that you're alive. You know what it says right after that? Ki odecha chai. Because you're still alive. What does that mean? You just tell you're still alive. I don't understand what, it's twice. There's not one extra word in the pasuk. Just tell you, I could die now. Why? Because I saw your face. I saw you're alive. That's it. I saw your face. You don't have to say, oh, by the way, ki odecha chai. That's enough to say, amut apam, now he can pass on, acharere oti et panecha. I saw your face. Obviously, he's alive. Why does the pasuk say, ki odecha chai? Because you're still alive. You hear the question? It's a solid question. This solidifies everything. Because what's saying ki odecha chai? It's not enough that a person is physically walking around the world. Ki odecha chai means that I see that even though you are so in a world of all the outside influence and living in Egypt when you were only 17 years old, and how much Torah did you have from the time I taught you till 17? Me, when I went to Lavan, I had 63 years when I left, plus 14 in Shem Ve'evid. I'm coming into Lavan with how many years of Torah learning straight? How many years? What's the Hashbon? No, what's the answer? 63 plus 14, no. 77. 77. Right? Valedictorian. Right? 77, right? That's what he's saying. 77 years old. Right? 77 years old of learning. Yaakov learned straight 77 years. Learning. Yosef is only 17 when he went out. So now he's saying, oh my goodness, how is the outside influence going to protect? But Rabotai, Torah is so powerful that Yosef learned so many years. In his young years, 17, that helped. Helped so much that he didn't get influenced. Helped so much that he was Yosef HaSadiq. That's helped so much. You have to understand that. This is such a big lesson that we have to understand, we have to take with us. What's considered life? And I always tell you this. And I'll always tell you this. Listen to what I'm telling you. What's the Parashiot where Sarah's passing away and Yaakov's passing away? The Parashiot is Chaye Sarah, Vayechi, because they're alive. They're alive and well. What do you mean they're alive and well? You know, because they understand, even by their death, they're really alive. Because why? Because they took all the when it says Abraham passed away, it says Abraham Zaken, Baba Yamim, he came with the days. And this answers everything, by the way. What was the beginning question of Shnei Chiur? What was the question? Didn't Yaakov know? He knew. Yeah, he knew he was alive, but he didn't know if he was spiritually alive. Until he saw the Agalot, until he saw Od Beni Chai, until he saw all the brothers, until he didn't believe the brothers. No. Now he started believing. Now he says, now he could die. Why? Because I see my son's alive spiritually.